Most gaming tablets promise everything and then fall apart the second you push them. Too hot, too slow, too awkward to hold. But this one is trying something different. Can it actually handle real games like a handheld console? So this is Headwolf Titan 1, and honestly, this doesn't feel like a typical tablet. It feels more like a handheld gaming device that just happens to run Android. Small enough to hold comfy, powerful enough, at least on paper, to make gaming interesting. And there's one thing that makes a big difference in real use. LTE. Because you're not limited to Wi-Fi. I've been running a nano SIM and micro SD card together, so I get mobile data and extra storage at the same time. That combination actually makes sense for a device like this. One thing to keep in mind, there's no eSIM support. Box open, manual ignored. Tablet main event. A 33 watts charger, USB-C cable, SIM tool, done. That's basically it, which actually fits this tablet quite well. It feels like a device designed to get you playing, not sitting there admiring the packaging. First thing you notice, it's thin, almost too thin. Full metal build, feels premium, but because it's so thin, I'd still be careful with it, like you definitely don't want to drop it. But the size, this is where it clicks. You can actually game on this comfortably. Your hands naturally sit where they need to be and the controls feel less cramped than using a phone. And that alone already puts it ahead of most tablets. Quick numbers without boring you. Dimensity 8300, upper mid-range power. Translation. It's below flagship chips, but there's plenty of performance here for demanding Android games. And honestly, on paper it sounds fine, but games are where this either proves itself or falls apart. Let's start easy. Asphalt. Maxed out settings and yeah, exactly what you want. Smooth, fast and exactly how you want Asphalt to feel. Was exactly what I expected. Maximum graphics, 144 Hz enabled, and the animations feel incredibly fluid. Steering feels immediate. There wasn't a single moment when I thought the tablet was struggling. So I also paired it with my new fancy gaming controller. And this is where it stopped feeling like a tablet and started feeling like a portable console. Also, this display matters more than I expected. You've got up to 144 Hz and it's not just a number, you actually feel it. Scrolling, gameplay, menus, etc, everything feels properly fluid. It's bright as well, so even outdoors you can actually see what you're doing. And if you load up 4K content, it still looks sharp, even zoomed in. Now Call of Duty. This is where it starts to separate itself from weaker tablets. High settings, not a problem. Stable frame rate, responsive controls, but the real difference is the size. You're not fighting the screen, you actually have control, less mistakes, more immersion.
Sentry gun deployed. Standing by.
Then I jumped into Team Deathmatch. Again, max graphics, max refresh rate. The first thing I noticed wasn't actually the frame rate, it was the screen size. You're simply seeing more than you do on a phone. It generally feels easier to track opponents. Okay, we lost the match, but I still finished first. Ha! Then came Genshin Impact, probably the toughest test here. I enabled the highest settings, switched the display to 144 Hz, and honestly, that was far smoother than I expected. More importantly, 2 hours later, it still felt exactly the same. That's the important part. Then I reached for the thermal camera. This tells you something that benchmarks don't. Where is all that heat actually going? The hottest area wasn't actually that hot, roughly around skin temperature. More importantly, there weren't any hotspots exactly where my hands sit. It gets warm but not uncomfortable, and that's the difference between playing longer or stopping completely. Now, quick audio check. Don't expect bass, you're not getting that here, but it's loud and clear. And this is important, the speakers are positioned higher up, so when you're holding it, you're not blocking them, which sounds small, but it makes a big difference in real use. Battery is big, around 7600 mAh. Gaming will drain it, obviously. After roughly 2 hours of Genshin, I used about 45% of the battery, so realistically expect around 4 hours of heavy gaming depending on the title and brightness. Honestly, I expected worse, but casual use, you'll go ages without charging, which actually makes it usable as a daily device, not just a gaming toy. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect to like it. I've used gaming phones, Rock, Red Magic, etc, and I did enjoy them. Too aggressive, too gimmicky. This feels simpler, more usable. Now, let's be real, this isn't the most powerful tablet. Snapdragon 8 series devices will beat it. Cameras, forgettable. Charging, not the fastest. Price is where the decision gets harder because there are some very strong competitors around this range. But this is where it makes sense. If you want something comfortable to actually hold, strong real-world performance, LTE for gaming anywhere, and clean Android 16 without bloat, this hits a really specific spot, and honestly, that's what makes it good. This shows something important. The interesting thing about this tablet is that the experience isn't only coming from the processor. The size, the controls, the screen, and the fact you can actually take it anywhere all matter. And this sits in the right gap between phones and handheld consoles. One last thing worth knowing, the Titan 1 is available on Amazon along with a dedicated case. Headwolf also makes a controller specifically for it, which the tablet slots straight into. I haven't tested that controller myself, but if it works as well as it looks, it could make the whole handheld experience even better. So, should you buy it? If you're chasing benchmark numbers, there are faster tablets, but benchmarks don't tell you whether you'll actually enjoy gaming on it. This does, better than I expected, because at this point, the best device isn't the most powerful one, it's the one you actually pick up and use. It won't beat the fastest tablets on a benchmark chart, but after spending time with it, this is one of the gaming tablets I've enjoyed using the most. What do you think? Hit me in the comments.
Family Pop TV.